Hi everyone, welcome to the latest episode of Pallikudam Smart Boards. This is Dhanya taking you through some smart updates for all stakeholders in education. From this episode, we are launching a new segment called Oddities. As the name says, here we will be featuring some unique, unusual, peculiar or bizarre and novel stories from across the world. So let's start. Do you know why do some people such as pop star Billie Eilish hear color or taste sounds? It's because of synesthesia, an unusual phenomenon, never a disorder, where an ordinary stimulus such as a sound gives an extraordinary experience such as a color. There are many different forms of synesthesia. The most common is grapheme color synesthesia, where letters, numbers or words give an experience of color, and so for instance, every time a person thinks about the letter A, they see a specific color. Let's see a short video by Professor Anina Rich from Macquarie University's Department of Cognitive Science. In this video, she explains about synesthesia.
Synesthesia is a term used to describe a situation where you have an ordinary thing happen that results in an extraordinary experience. In terms of whether we're all born with synesthesia, there is a hypothesis that suggests that it results from a lack of pruning of the neuronal connections that we have when we're born. Our brain has lots and lots of connections, and then through experience the brain kind of prunes off the ones that aren't needed, and that then we develop our cognition through that. And one hypothesis is that maybe synesthetes don't lose connections that the rest of us lose. Another major hypothesis is that actually we all have the same connections, but in synesthetes perhaps they are stronger or they cross a threshold that leads to the conscious experience. There's lots still to find out.
Now let's see Smartboard special of this week. Do you know Cambridge Dictionary's word of the year 2020? Yes, you guessed it right. Quarantine. The word quarantine has defeated lockdown and pandemic to be crowned word of the year 2020 after data showed it to be one of the most highly searched for on the Cambridge Dictionary. The Cambridge Dictionary editors have discovered a new meaning emerging, a general period of time in which people are not allowed to leave their homes or travel freely so that they do not catch or spread a disease. This new sense of quarantine has now been added to the Cambridge Dictionary. Our kids are spending more time in front of screens than ever before. Dr. Mark D'Isabella, a neurologist at Children's National Hospital in the USA, says he has seen a spike in complaints about headaches since the school year began. If your child is experiencing headaches from online learning, try these tips by Dr. Mark. Number 1. Print out homework. Number 2. Take frequent screen breaks. Number 3. Skip the blue light filtering glasses. Number 4. Structure your child's day. Number 5. Reduce stress. And number 6. Drink plenty of water. Critical thinking skills are essential for students when it comes to civic engagement. A new educational report from Project Information Literacy in the USA uses the first 100 days of the COVID-19 news story to help educators and high school and college students revisit the early coverage and think critically about how journalism shapes the national narrative and often defines what we see and learn, what we think and who we are. The novel resource emphasizes two critical areas of development: information agency and visual literacy. To help students build this skill, the first part of the report presents interactive graphs and a timeline narrative to show the coronavirus story's development over time. The second part of the report looks at news images in the coronavirus coverage and how lighting, angle or cropping played a role in visual messaging. Within the classroom context, educators can use this study as a reading and teaching resource to nurture civic literacy. Korea Advanced Institute of Science and Technology research team has developed a new context awareness technology that enables AI assistants to determine when to talk to their users based on user circumstances. This technology can contribute to developing advanced AI assistants that can offer preemptive services such as reminding users to take medication on time or modifying schedules based on the actual progress of planned tasks. Unlike conventional AI assistants that used to act passively upon users' commands, today's AI assistants are evolving to provide more proactive services through self-reasoning of user circumstances. This opens up new opportunities for AI assistants to better support users in their daily lives. New Zealand Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern will receive Harvard Kennedy School Center for Public Leadership Gleitzman International Activist Award during a virtual ceremony on the 1st of December 2020. The award honors Ardern for her leadership, decisive action and commitment to reformative and inclusive policies that have served her country and the health of our planet. The Gleitzman Award is given annually by the Center for Public Leadership to an individual or team whose leadership in social action has improved the quality of life in the United States and across the globe. Previous Gleitzman recipients include Malala Yousafzai, Tarana Burke, Nelson Mandela and Gloria Steinem. More than 350 leaders and organizations across the United States have joined forces to call on President-elect Joe Biden and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris to establish a new office on children and youth in the executive branch. The coalition notes that the intent of the new office is to improve the health, well-being and education of America's young, advance equity, eliminate disparities and ensure that federal policies and prioritize their unique needs. The office would convene a children's cabinet of federal agencies to serve as a single coordinating point across and within existing programs and services. The Office and Children's Cabinet would set a clear national agenda with outcome metrics and a cohesive multi-agency budget to prioritize the health and well-being of children and youth. A strong economic recovery hinges on policies and resources to support schools and communities, rebuild the child care sector and address the health and mental health needs of children and youth to lift them above the obstacles created by the pandemic. MIT International Science and Technology Initiatives, called MISTI, supports research teams across the globe through MISTI Global Seed Funds. The GSF enables participating faculty teams to collaborate with international peers either at MIT or abroad to develop and launch joint research projects. MISTI GSF is comprised of a general fund open to any country as well as numerous country, region or university specific funds. This year, there are 26 funds across Belgium, Brazil, Chile, China, Colombia, France, Germany, India, Israel, Italy, Japan, Jordan, Korea, Mexico, Spain and the United Kingdom. GSF-funded projects unite teams of faculty and students with international peers, combining their individual strengths to address challenging issues that may have a worldwide impact. Typically, MISTI GSF projects have researchers traveling the globe year-round, with many trips happening during the summer. The call for proposals is now open and will close on 14th of December 2020. Applicants will be informed of the results in mid-April 2021. Now visit our website www.pallikudam.com and read all these stories in detail. So that's all for today. We'll be back next week with a new set of updates. Meanwhile, follow us on social media and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more stories from Pallikudam. Thank you. Goodbye.